communism.
Hello and welcome to the Keep Calm and Shut the Fuck Up podcast, the podcast where we talk about whatever we want and you guys deal with it. Today I'm in the studio for the comprehensive K-pop guide with Mia and Ash.
Wagwan!
Hello.
It's gonna be chaotic, so let's get to it.
No true words have ever been spoken.
Okay, this is like a really exciting episode because it's been
Yeah.
long awaited.
I am excited about this one actually.
So basically, just to fill you guys in, Mia and Ash are
Korea booze.
Let's cut that out.
I am. Mia is not.
I am like against all that, to be fair.
I don't know what that means because I am here as the uneducated person.
Well, we will explain that in
Yeah.
a few moments.
Okay.
I think we could also go through like our history with K-pop, like a brief like timeline of when we got into it and whatnot.
Yeah,
go for it,
absolutely.
go for it.
So we don't know.
We love a little personal touch. Do you want me? I had planned out like a couple of segments that we could do. I was wondering. So the first one is K-pop explained in 10 minutes or less. So if I set a 10-minute timer, would you guys manage to explain K-pop to me?
Literally,
That's-
it's less than 10 minutes, I
That's
think.
what I'm saying.
It's very simple.
Why can I really hear my
Okay.
voice? Oh well.
I'm gonna set the timer.
Are you actually setting a
Set a
timer?
timer. What's the
I don't think it will take like less than. It won't even take
do it in, like,
5
5
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to do 5 minutes then?
Very quick
Right.
explanation.
K-pop
So what
explained.
K-pop
Can we
is?
do, like, Hallyu Wave and the
In
general
5
one?
minutes or
Like,
less.
just do, like, the general one. Because I'll be so real, I actually don't know what the fuck the Hallyu Wave is.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
So let's state the obvious firstly. K-pop stands for Korean pop. That's what it stands for. It is music, popular music, that is sung in the Korean language.
Mainly from South Korea.
Okay.
I would
assume they
say
don't do like music in North Korea.
Absolutely not.
probably fucking not, mate. I would say that K-pop takes its main influences from hip hop
Especially the earlier music.
as the origin. So I can't remember if it was the 80s or the 2000s. I believe it was the 80s. What was that group called? Like the T-Boys or something.
Yes.
There was like a trio or so of like basically just Korean rappers, and they basically revolutionized the Korean music industry. And from there, then it became more of an entertainment industry. So more people were doing it. More people were about that performance aspect because South Korea is a conservative country. It's like that sort of element of performance and entertainment wasn't there, but then it became there.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and also it's sold Taiji Boys. Was it? That's it, T-Boys. Yeah, Taiji
Yes,
Boys.
and one of
So
them
Taiji.
out of that trio is actually owns his own entertainment company called YG Entertainment. It's very popular.
I actually forgot about that.
Very popular entertainment group.
Yeah.
With groups like Blackpink, who's one of the biggest K-pop groups of generation 4. Yeah, fourth
Mm.
gen group.
Yeah, so there's so now in the past like decade or two, there's these called what they call like the big three companies. So like massive entertainment companies who spend so much money and usually fund the most popular artists. So like BTS were from Big Hit, although they weren't. Was Big Hit a part of the big three?
No, so
was-
Big Hit wasn't initially part of the big three. It was SM, YG, and JYP.
and JYP. Yeah,
Yeah, entertainment.
JYP. PDD.
JYP.
So then, so you got that hip hop aspect. Then it obviously just became more pop and electro as music in general
Very EDM
evolved,
now.
especially in the like 2000s, 2010s. I think when it became popular overseas was in like the 2010s, so like 2013
Heavy.
plus type kind of thing.
Okay.
Like more boy groups, more music video, much more content. As technology develops, so did it.
Not the boy groups.
I forgot about the girl
The
groups.
boy groups are great. The girl groups are great too. But
The
I
solo
think
artists are good too.
especially like as well, another thing is the whole candy pop music is very popular in Korea and Japan actually. So a lot of the girl groups I think were an acquired taste at the beginning because they used to sing in very high pitched nasally sort of voices, and I think it is an acquired taste I think with the girl groups.
I personally think that is due to the conservatism, like that the
Absolutely.
women must be pretty and watchable.
yeah,
Which is
have
where the
to look
aspect
cute
yeah,
kind of.
where the aspect of dance came from, because obviously like hip hop originally would have its own sort of aggressive masculine type of dance, and so with that comes the hyper feminization of the girl performances.
Absolutely.
There is also other genres within like K-pop as well. So there is like K-rock bands like The Rose and Flying are the only ones I know.
Day6.
Day6. Oh my god. So basically, like, I think K-pop is just a general term because there's so much within it that it is just its own thing. It's just basically just everything under the sun. EDM, like classical, like post-rock, all of it, just Korean.
Okay, that sounds pretty slay.
Any other significant parts in like K-pop history?
What is like the generations thing?
That's basically just different eras
Okay.
of K-pop groups. So for example, like the early what was SHINee, like early SHINee?
They're like generation 2.
Yeah.
Because first gen is like so touchy.
It was just like the cringe like EDM music.
And then
Okay.
like there's a group called Hot as well. They have this song called Candy. It's like a proper like New Jack Swing piece that was very influenced by like American hip hop groups, and they were very, very good. They're generation 2, I believe. So yeah, they're in the 90s, I think.
Yeah. So for example, when I got into K-pop, that was like 2018.
Me too.
So I think between like 2015 and 2018 was generation 3. Then when like TXT and Hypen came along, I believe that is, and ITZY, that's like
that's
generation
Gen
4.
4.
Are we still Gen 4?
Yeah, we're still in Gen 4 now.
That's Gen 4 is when I dropped out because I was like, I can't handle this. This is not going on.
It's very different. I do like Hypen, but other than them, I'm not overly keen. Rise are good as well. They're like a new group. They came out last year. But yeah, New Jeans are very good as well.
I disagree, but
Of course
that's 'cause
you
they're a
do.
girl group.
Oh
But the
dear.
last thing I will say is that there is still like hip hop in the like K-pop industry now. So for example, Epic High are one of my favorite like Korean sort of hip hoppy type groups.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is... Hold on. That's time!
Wow, we got it.
Classic iPhone alarm.
Yeah, classic radar
Real.
alarm.
That's my wake up
So-
alarms. That gives me like PTSD a bit.
Literal
Nah.
heart.
For any of you
Oh,
listeners
gotta get up.
who we don't care about, who don't know about K-pop, that was your little rundown, and now we're just gonna let Mia and Ash have at it.
We should introduce ourselves as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
introduce
so-
yourselves. Introduce yourselves through K-pop. Introduce yourselves like your
Dog,
stories.
17 is my shit.
So I'm Mia here. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I've been a K-pop fan since like 2018. I kind of had like, I liked it for a few years, and then in like 2022, I guess 2021 sort of thing, I kind of like dropped off it. I was like, it's just getting really boring. Everything became very negative, you know. Everyone on Twitter taking everything personally. You can't say your opinion when it's to do with K-pop. Any little thing you say about K-pop is you are hating the group, and it's like, no, I'm not. So I kind of just dropped out of it from them, but I'm back into it again now. My favorite groups at the time were BTS, definitely. I liked GOT7, EXO, Blackpink, Twice, all of that. Whereas now, I'm more kind of on 80s and sort of Hypen, New Jeans. I've kind of changed it.
That is
so-
more like Gen 4.
Yeah, I'm heavy
Yeah.
on Gen. I'm kind of more on a Gen 4 now, but I do still like my GOT7s and BTSs and things like that. But yeah,
I was gonna say, I do think the K-pop industry as a fan is hard to maintain interest
very
in.
hard.
Well, it's hard to participate in especially because it is such an entertainment-based industry. All of the products and marketing, you pretty much have to be rich in order to like afford any sort of support. So buying albums, because it's not just like buying a CD and that's the album for like a $5 or a $10. It's all the packaging, it's all the marketing, it's all the printouts. They have photo books for every
Oh my God.
CD
Photo,
that
and
is
they have
released.
like 4 different versions of
Yeah,
each
there's
album.
also a billion different versions of each fucking thing, and they all
No.
cost like £20+
And some people would deliberately get a different version just to have different photo cards and different pictures
Yeah.
in the photo book.
Yeah,
We
no,
will
I
get
never
into that.
did that,
We'll get
but
into
that
that.
was one thing people used to do.
I feel like that's common in my area of the industry as well. Like people will put out like different versions of albums with like different signatures and different photos and stuff. So yeah, that kind of makes sense to me, I think.
I do think it is quite an extravagant sort of thing. So
Lavish.
my name's Ash, and before like year 7, which how old? What age is that?
Like
11.
11. It's
I
like
think.
11 for like. So like before that, I had
Americans.
for any Americans out there, I had absolutely no music taste. I would listen to fucking Minecraft parodies and the originals and be like, yeah, this is the shit.
Minecraft
And then
parodies.
year 7, and I made some friends, and before this I'd always kind of liked anime and manga, and then that translated to K-pop naturally. And so year 7, 8, 9 were my it was the only thing I listened to. I didn't listen to anything else. This was like, I would describe it as my first genuine experience with music.
Hyper obsessed.
Apart from like playing music, because I played violin way before this, but like as a listener, this was like my first major experience with music. And it was for a very good and a very important part of my life. At a very important time in my life. So the music is still important to me now. And then in year 9, I had a massive depressive episode, and I couldn't listen to it anymore. That's when I turned to emo music, and I became a little.
Turned to emo.
That's when I became a little emo boy, listening to all that metalcore, post-hardcore, fuck ass stuff. I don't know how much I can swear, but whatever.
Oh, it's fine. You can swear. You can swear as much as you want, as long as you're not saying anything like actually like
offensive.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, so like Mia said, like I left out of that. It's very tiring as well to be a fan in. So like
extremely tiring.
And because it was like me and like a very close cohort of friends, it kind of like, you know, like now with me and Mia with something, it's like all we talk about. And it is kind of mind consuming, especially as like a young
heavy.
Because before I came out, it was just like me being like a young girl who was into K-pop, and I do think it is also toxic. So I started to realize how toxic the fandoms were, and I sort of started to realize, I was like, this isn't a normal way to interact with musicians.
Absolutely not.
The comments, the stream it. They would just play the songs in the background and not actually listen to them. I just think it just kind of clicked. I thought it was kind of crazy, and my mental health started to drop. So I needed music that really resonated with me. But then, sorry, I'm going on. But then,
no, it's okay. You talk as long as you want.
But then, I guess, you know, a couple of years passed now. So I'm 18 now, so that's like nearly like 7 years or so since the start.
It's mad, innit?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I still like it though, and I'm kind of at a point where I'm happy to sort of reminisce about that time.
Heavy, absolutely.
I'm ready to be happy again, basically. I went through my time.
That's so nice.
And
That's so sweet.
I feel that when I listen to the music now, because it gives me energy, and I genuinely do feel really happy and joyous when I listen to it, because it makes me think of the old times, but it also...
Real.
It also means I don't really have to think about anything. I just sort of have fun. So yeah, that's my...
It is a fun
story.
time.
No, that's so good. Like, about what you guys said with like the like kind of almost like it's not a normal way to interact with musicians.
It's not.
When I see like some of the stuff that like you guys know about them, and like blood type birthdays, freaking like
absolutely.
Jonghan is a Libra.
heights and weights.
I know there's this thing called K profiles, right? And they that purple and white website
where they literally
all the members talk about all the members, yeah. And they put all their information, literally height, weight, everything. Half the things I don't even want to know about. All I want to know is their age and their zodiac thingy. That is
Next
it.
thing you know, they'll be put on the freaking body count.
I wouldn't be.
They do ask them that.
No, that's the one thing they would veto, because they have this whole dating ban thing, which we will get into. See, you're surprised, innit?
Okay.
Get that in a minute.
What's that paparazzi thing called?
What?
There's like a paparazzi group that sort of basically just ruin everyone in the industry's lives.
Oh, the Sisangs.
No, it's paparazzi. Those are stalkers.
I don't know.
Those are stalkers.
No. What? No,
I don't know.
There's basically just like a sort of paparazzi kind of group. I can't remember what it's called. I'll figure it out in a minute. But basically, they take a bunch of really private pictures of like K-pop people when they're out and about, and it just kind of ruins lives. So there is also that, and equally so, as Mia said, there are Sesangs, which is basically just stans, like insane stalker fans breaking into apartments, hiding in apartments, like attempt stabbings, like hair grabbing. I might be making this up.
No, they are unhinged. They are terrible.
It is scary, and those people are usually genuinely, legitimately delusional.
Like chronically.
Yeah, like actually belief. And this is also where the dating ban comes in as well. Is that the K-pop industry wants wants the idols, they're called idols, wants them to be marketable and a digestible product. So they want them to like not be seen dating anyone in their real life, because they want the fans to be able to think that they can date them.
Oh my god.
Which is where Sesangs sort of cross the line.
They cross the line too tough, but then the industry does kind of...
The industry kind of feeds it
It does encourage behaviour.
So, this is actually what my dissertation is about, funnily enough, is that... what was it about? It's also about performative queerness.
Oh.
Like,
There's
not
a lot of
necessarily. It doesn't necessarily have to be queen. It's like it can be across like straight idols. Like, but it can be between like, female and male idols. But usually they do also encourage like essentially what I would call performative queerness. So like,
Oh dear.
boys joking with each other, sort of. Like, there's this game that they always do on variety shows. There's also a lot of variety shows that are like recorded and released on TV to be like, hey, get to know this idol better. Where they do like this game where they have a piece of paper and they try to like transfer it to each person mouth by mouth. Obviously their mouth don't touch, but like the paper's in between, so then if the paper falls, then you sort of kiss basically. And then they always pause it, zoom in, and do like la 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 la.
And they'd replay the same clip about 20 times,
Oh my god.
so that it's like engraved in your
Yeah.
head of
Like,
they
my
nearly
God.
kissed.
Yeah.
This feels a bit, yeah.
It's very
it's an
it's
interesting topic.
it's very I don't rate half the things actually
No, this is what I'm
in,
talking about
in,
my
in the
conversation.
industry, like in the K-pop industry.
Yeah.
It's very toxic.
That's what I mean. There's a
Mm.
lot not to like about it, but I feel like if you are happy with your own experience, if you're happy with your own experience with it, so for example, just watching music videos and liking the albums, that is chill enough for me. And also, other thing is that there's such a strong sort of need to like everything that a band or an artist puts out.
Absolutely.
And that's something I learned when I switched to like rock music, was that it's okay to just like one song from an artist or to
Yeah.
like an EP minus one song or whatever. Like, that's okay. Like, for example, I wouldn't say I'd like every single fucking BTS song, but when I was into them,
Absolutely
I would
not.
absolutely say that they were my favorites. But then the people online, the crazy fans would be like, well, if you can't name every single song of every single album, then are you really a BTS fan? Like, there is so much competitiveness, and it's like, let
It's
me
really
have my
competitive.
experience. Go away.
It's really one-uppy as well. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I went to this concert. Oh, I went to this one and this one. Oh, and I was this close to Jimin, and I nearly got eye contact from Jimin. Like, it's very competitive, and also there's an element of like sides as well. Like, oh, who's your bias? Oh, are you a one stan or are you an OT7?
That's where the hatred comes
And
from as
OT7
well.
means say there's a group with 7 members like BTS.
Oh,
And OT7 means that you like all the members equally.
One true seven.
okay.
Yeah.
So-
Whereas, yeah.
Before we get onto like terms, we'll have like a segment about like
Yeah.
terms and terminology
Okay.
and stuff. I would like to mention that me and Mia saw BTS at the same day years ago.
That's mad.
And obviously we
without knowing
didn't
this.
know.
'Cause
Yeah.
what year did we come to college in? 2022.
2022. Yeah.
This concert was in 2019. I've literally
Oh.
never been to Birmingham before, and it was the Wembley, the second night, June the 2nd, I believe, in London, Wembley, where they had the little purple banners with you are the key to my galaxy.
Oh, it
or
was
something.
so great.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So I think that's just a little bit of
you
fate.
guys
there.
is like, you guys is like
We're
wires
meant to
crossed.
be.
That's our
Yeah.
proper magic.
We're
shop.
meant to be friends.
Have
I'm
you-
telling you.
Have you heard about that theory? Like how if everyone walks and they like let a line that was a different color, like your lines probably touch the lines of people that you know like
Mm.
before.
Oh, wow.
I was just thinking of that the other day. Like
Yeah.
you've probably walked past someone who's probably walked past someone who's probably walked past someone who probably knows Jeff Bezos. What's it called?
Can we like cut
We
that
need to
out?
cut that one
Why?
because he's really bad guy.
Yeah, but I'm not agreeing with what
Do
he
you
said.
support pedophiles?
No, but I'm allowed to say his name.
Okay, yeah, fair.
Well, actually, no. Say the name. 17. Okay.
So then I'm 17.
Right,
Woo!
right. You
Bi-
17 right here.
Biases.
Introduce the new segment, which is like a what do you call it? Like just like what's the word?
Okay. Like a
explaining
terminology.
terms.
Okay, so this is gonna be the big glossary of K-pop terms. That's what I've just come up with in my head. I think that's the right word. And
Dictionary.
because I know that for me, it's been a little confusing to listen to these two chat about
You're like,
K-pop
what?
terms. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Oswald, I didn't
And-
tell me.
My dear listeners, I want those of you who haven't heard of K-pop that much to have like an entry level introduction. But I also want this to be appealing to people who do like K-pop, so you guys can talk about your biases and everything. I think that's what you say.
Oh, you know,
Talk about Mingy.
you
Let's
know,
go.
You know, Jonghyun's coming up.
Okay, so go ahead. Explain some key terms.
Okay, so the term bias, obviously in speaking terms, bias is you have a favorite. You have a favor to something else,
A preference.
a preference. And the term bias in K-pop culture basically means your favorite member of the group,
Literally the one you are biased towards.
the one you, yeah, literally.
And people will take it to the extreme. So, for example, in 17, if
Heavy
your bias
on
was
that.
if your bias was Hoshi, who is my bias, that's a lie. They're all my biases.
He's one of your
13.
like
He's one of
11
my-
biases.
Yeah, 11 biases. That's the only two I don't like. Like Hoshi was your bias, for example. For example, in one of their EPs, there was an EP called Semicolon. They released the same EP like 14 times with one, as in like physical releases. They printed some with each of the members' faces on it. So if you were a Hoshi bias, you would like be dying to get the one with Hoshi's face on it. Basically, like that's the kind of stuff. Or like you get photo cards in albums, which is just little cards of like selfies that they've taken but printed out that are collectible.
They're very cute.
Aww.
And there is an online sort of trading / purchasing sort of culture where like they just basically up price photo cards in hope that they're like really, really rare and just get some money on it for the people whose biases they are. So for example, I've got a Mingyu photo card and your sister really wants it, and so I would sell it to her, but I wouldn't like have it. But basically, so bias just means that you'd like have a preference for them.
It's insane how like commodified everything is as well.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly,
It is
it's mad.
insanely
It's madness.
what's the word,
It's ridiculous.
what's that other word that begins with C? About like
I'm not gonna say that. No, like commercial.
almost like when a band like selling out kind of
Yeah, I think it's commodified, isn't
communism, something like that.
it? Communism.
What's the one?
Communism's like the opposite of selling out.
There's one that begins with C. Oh my god.
Like commercialized.
Commercialized.
Yeah.
No? Whatever. Anyway, it's very that.
Anyway. But yeah, so
Yeah.
the whole bias thing is very interesting. And you know, I do tend to have a bias in each group that I listen to, you know. Like I think even for like the Western artists that I listen to, I do have a favorite member, but I wouldn't label it as, oh, he's my bias. Like I wouldn't like
you
in
don't-
Busted.
You don't cross
No,
cultures, really.
like everyone knows Busted is like my favourite band, and my favourite member is Charlie Simpson, but I wouldn't say, oh, he's my bias and think of it like that.
That is just kind of
That's just ridiculous.
Okay.
But then to say, oh, Mingy's my bias, that's like, okay, that sounds cool. Like it makes a lot of sense in it, but and then there's another stupid term that I really think was ridiculous anyway, which was bias wrecker. Now the bias wrecker is the person that you explain this. I can't explain it properly.
So if you got a bias wrecker is someone who essentially, like, again, they're all quite literal terms. They wreck your bias. They're like, oh, well, I don't know if this person's my bias now because this person's sort of creeping up on that.
Yeah.
It's like the other person who you would have as your bias, but he's not. They just creep up there. They just creep up there.
Yeah.
So, for example, this is how I described it earlier. I'd say, I'm like, oh, yeah, no, Jong's my bias. Oh, no, Hoshi's my bias. Oh, Woo's my bias. So I just said, you know what? The whole band of 17 are just bias wrecking the hell out of each other.
Literally.
So then that's when the term like OT13 would come in, because I'm like, I genuinely
13.
Yeah, 17 ironically is a 13-member band.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, there's a band with 23 members as well.
Oh my god.
But they're split up into several units.
NCT.
Anyway, that's
Units.
Okay, let's talk about subunits in a
We'll
minute.
talk about NCT in a minute because that's a whole segment in itself.
So then like OT whatever the number is like however many is in the band, and you're just kind of like,
Okay.
you know what, I don't have a favorite. I like them all. So that's
Okay,
like me with
cool.
usually a lot of them.
I mean, I kind of get it because, like, yeah, there's always going to be, like, people that are more attracted than others to you. And like,
yeah,
Exactly,
And
it's
the
very
other thing
that.
as well is that whilst they do, I feel like they do try really hard to like blend all their voices in together so that it becomes like a seamless sort of listening experience. I feel like that you also can't hide the fact that they have these people in the groups for a reason because of their individual qualities. Like Felix's voice
Yeah.
from Stray Kids, or like in my opinion, June's voice from 17. They're like, you know, they all have really individual characteristics. I mean,
Very
everybody's
distinctive
voice,
vocals.
But yeah, so you sort of can't help, you know, like some of them are sort of too general, but then when someone's voice stands out to you, you kind of just like, okay, that
Yeah,
might
that
be my
makes
bias
sense,
kind of
yeah.
thing. Like. And the other thing as well is that you sort of get practice like learning all the members' names and listening. So for example, when I was getting into
God.
BTS, my friend literally gave me a list of all their like full Korean names, and I literally had it above my desk so I could memorize it. And then after that, you watch like fan videos. No. You watch like clips of them in like their daily life because they do like, you know, variety videos.
It's really intrusive.
And it is very
Like you know
intrusive.
everything, but then you know nothing at the same
Mhm.
time.
And so then I think what's the funnest part for me is trying to learn how their voice sounds.
cool.
So for example, it is a struggle sometimes because I've only just got back into K-pop a little bit, but like, you know, all 13 members of 17's voices, like you can identify them, but like when you first get into it, like BTS, you know, they, like, you know, people who are ignorant, they'll say like, oh, they all look the same, they all sound the same, but really if you just take a moment, you notice the differences and the qualities of their voices.
That's cool.
Yeah, I agree.
What was that
So
thing you said earlier about,
subunits.
like, was it like career boo? Like explaining the terms.
So a career boo is somebody who's not Korean, who basically embodies everything about Korean culture and behaves and says things that are very stereotypical in Korean culture.
Okay.
Basically pretending to be a Korean fan.
So it's like appropriation
Yeah.
of
Literally,
Korean culture.
like
Right, okay.
really bad culture appropriation.
Right, okay.
So like for example,
So we don't support that.
it's
Absolutely
I
not.
feel like it is important to notify that there is a difference between being a Korean boo and just sort of using terminology that you've heard, and obviously if you understand what it means, you know, you practice that. You know, for example, if you go like Kipjang or Genchana, don't come at me for pronunciation, please.
I
Like
think we're
if,
pretty
like-
safe. I don't know how many Koreans are going to be listening to this, but if you are,
whatever.
we hear you, we support you,
I'm
and we hate you
trying.
just as much as the rest of us.
But like, you know, don't get me wrong, it is cringe to just like I did it earlier. I can't remember. I just went like Kipjang. But there is a difference between like that and being like an actual Korea boo. Me, I can see the face you're pulling. Whatever.
We're only pulling a face.
I didn't realise I was full in the face.
You didn't realise?
No.
Okay. What else was? Oh yeah. Oh, also, just to mention that Korea boo comes from the term weeaboo, which is actually just the same. Sorry. Is that me? No. Okay.
Yeah, that was me.
That's
Do
okay.
you want to maybe turn my mic down a little?
Alright, so the term Korea boo actually comes from the term weeaboo, which is essentially just the same thing but applied to Japanese culture. So people who are
yeah.
fans of anime, manga,
Like,
J-pop.
That's where
Japanese
the weeb
shows.
thing is a thing.
Yeah, weeaboo is weeb.
Right, okay.
Weeb is short for weeaboo, and that's where Korea boo comes from. So yeah, weeaboo is just like the same for like Japanese stuff. So for example, like like as a joke, in year 7 I would be called a weeaboo and a Korea boo because I loved anime, manga, and K-pop.
Okay.
Obviously I'm not.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I don't think I hear you guys. You guys don't talk in Korean just yet.
I can read it though.
That's so cool.
I will say that the Korean alphabet is like the easiest to learn.
It's very
ever.
easy. There's only like 13 letters.
It's not really that big of a flex, but I'd still do it.
Oh, that's cool.
So the next term is going to be subunit, which pardon me.
Oh my god.
Wowza.
That was impressive.
Thank you.
That's
We're going to have to
great.
beep it, but it was impressive.
Thank you. It makes the bloopers.
Applaud that. Silently
Click.
applaud it.
So the way you describe a subunit is, so if there's a whole group of 13, I'm just going to use 17. Never mind, I'm going to use BTS.
NCT would be better to use because they actually do subunits. They have like 4 subunits in NCT.
They actually release songs under the subunits as a separate
Yeah,
artist.
that's
But I
true.
will say, because there's only 7 in BTS, I'm just going to use them for now. You can add to this with NCT if you want. So if BTS, there's 7 of them, that's OT7, that's all 3 of, that's all of them, that's the whole group. They'll split it up into like what their roles are. So everyone in the group will have a role. They'll be like the visual, so like the people who are known to be like the prettiest, so like, well, according to Korean standards, so they will be the ones who get the modeling jobs.
I see.
Terrible.
So like the K-pop, the idols cross into everything. They go into
Oh,
modeling,
right,
acting.
okay.
So like Park Jin-young from GOT7, he was acted in a show in a K-drama called He is Psychometric. I only watched it 'cause he was in it.
And,
Okay.
and Dio from EXO.
Yeah. Kim Tae-young was in that one.
And
Hwarang.
Onwoo, I think, is probably the biggest one from Astro. He's basically just an actor now, to be fair.
So for example, in BTS, there's 7 of them. 3 of them will be in the rap line. Who is it? Okay, so like, I'll just use them. So RM, Suga, and J-Hope would be in the rap line because they are the rappers. Jimin, V, Jungkook, and J-Hope are in the dance line because they're like the dancers. They're all fucking incredible.
Cool.
Then
Amazing. dance.
Jin, Jungkook, V, and Jimin, I believe, are in the
Yes.
vocal line. So like again, so like the terms kind of change, but the sort of the subdivision of the roles are the same. So like again, in 17, there's the performance line, the hip hop line, and the vocal line. And then you can go even further and go into like foreign line. So like the 8, June, Vernon, and Joshua all had a song together because they were the foreign ones in the group.
Cool. Is that
Um,
like the foreigners?
Right, so then let's explain foreigners is basically if you're not exclusively from Korea, you're known as a foreigner.
Right. Okay.
Which is not really that great. So like, the and June are Chinese, so they will have trained like in China for like some stuff, but then obviously they would have come to Korea, had to learn Korean. They have to learn all that while they're preparing for like debut, and then some of them debut and they still can't really. It's quite scary and daunting, really. Like they don't.
This is insane.
No, like if imagine going to a different country, having to learn that language, live in that language, and work endlessly hard for years
Exactly.
to then be on the spotlight the entire time of your youth.
Exactly. And then
That's
to put it even
crazy.
further, in 17, there's actually a member who's half Korean. He's half Korean and half white. His name's Vernon. He's
Alright.
American.
Get called a
He's
halfie.
literally.
Oh
he's
my God.
He's American, and then also he's half Korean as well. So
Oh,
he's
cool.
like double foreigner to them. It's just really
Lord.
bad.
And like Lisa, she's Thai. She gets flack for just being Thai. Simple as that, really. They'll do anything.
This is insane.
It's awful.
This whole industry is like really fucked
It's
up.
toxic, innit? Really toxic. I think.
Okay. So on the subject, right now we've done the toxic down a bit. You guys talk about your biases. Come on, there are people here that want to hear you guys talk about K-pop that know it.
So, I would say, yeah, my bias to be fair, my bias doesn't change, hardly ever. I have the same bias for like years, whereas my sister, hers changes like every like 2 months or something. Hers changes
For
all the
real.
time, whereas I can't be like that. I stick with the same person.
Flaky.
And I literally can't be like that. So, okay, we'll start with BTS because they were like the first group I got into. So, for BTS, I'm going to contradict myself here. I just said that my bias hardly ever changes. But in BTS, it changed about 3 times. So,
Same.
right at the beginning, right at the start, it was J-Hope. Right at the beginning. Then it was Jimin. Then it was V. Then it was Jungkook. And it's been him since like 2019.
Wow.
It's been him since like 2019. So, we've been there for like 5 years.
My first bias in BTS was RM.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it?
I don't know what it was. I see in that era, like the 2016 to 2018 era of BTS, when I got into like that kind of music, which is the only BTS music I'll listen to. Thank you and good night. I think RM's rap style, the sort of sing-songy low voice.
Oh, it was so great.
I just think that was the best. And that's what got me. Then I'm pretty sure it went to Jimin for a hot while, and then for the longest time afterwards, it was Sugar. I was so bad for Sugar. He was so my favorite.
Mine was Jungkook, heavy on him, still is.
No, my old best friend's like favorite was Jungkook, and I was like, well, because like I don't know what it is about Jungkook, but he's kind of like in that era, he was like kind of cute and sort of like bunny-like, and she was like really small and bunny-like, and I was like, okay, kind of makes sense that like yours was.
Yeah.
That's a lie. I tell a lie. It was V.
I just
My favorite was a V.
I just liked him. I don't know. Okay, what else? Okay, we'll do 17 next because they're like your favorites. Okay, so my bias in 17 is Wonu. I love him. He's my fave. I don't know. There's something about Wonu. I just like him a lot. He's a bit of me. Let's put it that way.
He's a bit of you.
He's a bit of me.
I see that. I do.
He's got the eyes, you know, the kind of that mingy look.
It's the glasses.
It's the literally. He kind of looks like him.
I'm gonna nail Mia right down right now. It's his height, his hair, his glasses, and his fashion.
You know me too well, hon.
Okay, well, my first bias in 17
Oh God.
is gonna be all 13 of them.
All 13.
Yes, probably. Apart from Mingyu, I think you said.
He's an OT. 13.
Yeah,
That's the
literally.
right. That's the right term, right?
Yeah, OT.
Okay,
OT.
there is something mean that fans can do. So if it is like a group 13 and like if you really hate one of them, so like for example, there's a lot of people who hate Joshua, the other like
I'll never
American
understand that.
guy. They'll be like OT 12. They'll like so try to exclude
Single
them. But
him
it's really hard.
Oh my god.
Really like bitchy and horrible.
Yeah. So I just like Mingyu the least out of all of them. It's not that I don't like him either. Like don't get me wrong, he has
And
his
me.
moments. He
He's
has
my
his-
least favorite as well.
Yeah, like he has his moments in the songs that sort of get me like whoa. But again, he's just like my least favorite. That's all.
Yeah, and me.
In terms of like a rank. So the
Yeah.
first one was Hoshi for life. Just
You love
he's
him.
so me coded. I'm pretty sure
Even the green hair that
he,
you have.
oh,
That
left
was
and right
the green
era.
hair. Oh!
I got into 17 in left and right era, but my friend showed me them when they just dropped Fear, and I'm so
Oh,
mad.
that song is so
I'm so mad because it's my favorite song, and
I love it.
I could have been a 17 fan when an Ode dropped, and I just chose to delay it by a year. I'm so mad about that. But yeah, Left and Right got me good. So Hoshi, yeah.
We love you.
Then when I found Fear, Jonghan.
Oh, he reminds me of you so tough.
Jonghan. I love that man.
I associate him with you heavy.
It's because we're both Libras.
Like as soon as I
innit?
see Jonghan, I'm like, Ash. But I don't
You
get that
showed
with
me-
Hoshi for some reason.
You showed me pictures on your Instagram, and I was like,
Yeah, he's still
Libra
in my
things.
Instagram search history because I was showing Ash pictures of it.
oh.
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
It's okay. It's still recording.
No worries.
Sorry, guys. We had a little scare there.
So then after that, it was the 8s because of his tallness and mysteriousness, and also his voice gets me really good. The other thing is, the thing about my biases in 17 is that I just love all of their voices. I genuinely every moment in a song is me just falling in love with their voices over and over and over again.
Oh,
That's
that's so
nice.
Yeah, for me, the main thing about K-pop is either the production or the voices.
You two are such cute patootie. Stop.
We're cunty cuties. The 8. And then it went to Woozy. No need to explain. Then it went to Dino. No, just okay. Woozy because he reminded me of Sugar. Yeah, Sugar.
10 hours later.
And then Dino because I think the quality in his voice is really good and powerful and I really like it and I just think I genuinely his dancing is also what gets me.
Oh,
as well.
he's great.
I really think he's brilliant. S Coops. I just think he's funny.
He was your bias.
No. This is what I mean. Like all of them are my bias. He wasn't my bias at one point. I really liked him at one point, and I think that's just because of his voice. Who else is in this group? Vernon. Yeah, I like him in some songs.
Yeah, I like him.
18.
I like him occasionally.
In 18, which is one of their songs that they did for an OST for a K-drama. That his bit in that song is really good. June, I really like his bit in Lily Yabai. In Light a Flame. Okay, I won't lie. In 24 Hour and Light a Flame. Wonu has my heart.
Wonu is so great. I love him.
And one of my other favorite songs is Fallen Flower.
That is so cute.
That's one of my best songs.
We love you.
Who else is in the group? Sungwon. Just
He's such
my
a
God,
sweetie.
DK.
He's such a
Sungwon
sweetie.
DK.
He's such a
DK.
sweetie.
DK.
Sakwon, no, I love
No,
him.
but DK.
He's my bias record,
I
believe it
forgot
or not.
DK existed. Oh my
Honestly,
god.
Sakwon is so cute. I love him.
DK was my bias as well.
He's so underrated for what reason?
Literally.
He's such a sweetie.
He's so cute. His
He's
voice
so froggy
is
as
so
well.
good.
Oh my god, he's such a
He's
frog.
a massive fucking frog.
He's so cute. Oh shit. Oh my god, that was so loud.
Did you just see?
He's such a cutie.
His vocals, man.
So-
him and DK for
10
vocals.
that tenor vocal range.
I think DK's
Eat
face
that
is
up.
beautiful and his vocals match him.
I feel like we need to explain the frog and rat thing.
That is not a K-pop thing.
No, but you said,
Right,
"Oh, he's such
the
a frog."
frog
and
and
it's
rat
like-
thing. Okay, so I saw this thing. It's called the rat and frog theory, and basically, you either look like a rat or a frog. So, for example, I am a frog because a frog tends to have bigger eyes. Their features tend to be softer and more flat and chubbier face sort of look. And then a rat tends to have like a more narrow nose, like a skinnier face, a different size forehead, like quite a small forehead, smaller eyes. You know, that tends to be what a rat is basically. And the person that we're talking about from 17 is definitely a frog.
Okay.
He's got big eyes, but he's a rat. So you can have big eyes and still be a rat.
We're gonna just pretend that that you guys didn't hear that, and we're not gonna include the name of the person that we.
I didn't
just,
say the name.
You know, no, it's good.
So then 17. Sorry.
It's good.
Then it's 17.
Right,
17
Mia.
right here.
I need to hear about Mingyu. I need to understand what's going on here.
Oh, I love him. He is my absolute favourite. He is my favourite K-pop idol to ever walk the planet. I absolutely love that man.
It's because he's tall and has good fashion.
He does not have good fashion.
Doesn't he?
No,
he doesn't.
I don't
actually.
think so. But right, so no, what it is with him, yeah, his rap voice is so husky and great. Like he clearly has used
Husky.
husky. He has clearly took inspiration from T.O.P. from Big Bang, I would say. and it's very much that. It's very
Fix
that.
on.
Fix on. He has his little trademark. Every time he raps, he says "fix on," and I'm fixed on him. I love him. He's so great.
What
He's
group?
so
What group is he
great.
from?
He's from this group called
80s.
80s, spelled ATEEZ, and they are
You gotta
so
talk about our
great.
80s biases.
Honestly, Mingy, I love him to absolute pieces.
Mine currently is your song.
Okay.
Your song is so you,
He's
dude.
such a, for real.
He's such a cutie.
He's quiet. He gets absolutely no lines, but he
His
can
voice
be
is
aggressive,
so
and his voice
deep,
is
like that
so like,
baritone.
low.
Oh,
It's so, and I like it when he talks. Yeah.
but
Who's
just
your-
to say, oh,
Sorry.
Huh?
I was gonna say, just to add to it, Mingy also is absolutely beautiful. He's a
He is
gorgeous
very
man.
pretty. When he smiles, he's very pretty.
Oh, he's so cute off stage. Then on stage,
He's a beast.
woo, absolute beast. Don't even.
Mia gets ravenous.
I love him. I'm so feral.
Mia, yeah,
sometimes.
Mia's wild.
I'm
for
feral.
Mingy.
Like I'm.
The fact that I
Hits
know
us
so
out.
much about this man,
Yeah, even Sophie knows about him.
and those of you who know me will know I do not send a man in my life.
Literally.
Literally. Mia. Okay, I was gonna say Mia, but I feel like I'm probably like the one person who's like, out of all of us here in this room, I think I center men in around my life
Yeah,
the
but
most.
you are a man and you like men, so it makes sense. That there's a man in your life,
I
you know what I
forgot.
mean?
I forgot.
I sent a certain men around my life. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not
Let's not
not do that.
We all know who we're talking
Let's not.
about.
We all know who.
I like him a lot.
Who is your like overall like out of all of the K-pop people? Like, who's your favorite? Because we didn't
Favorite
meet us.
one person.
Your favorite one person, Ash. You have to choose,
Oh my.
and then you
God.
can propose marriage to them at the end of this podcast because that's the
Oh.
last segment.
I would so want to marry him.
Jonghyun.
Joanne.
I think I'm going for Jonghyun. You know.
Heavy on that.
I might.
I'm so yeah.
He's
definitely.
such a bully. He's such a bully. He's cute, he's like-
Oh
He's a
my god.
cutie, though.
This I feel like you have a bit of like there must be a root here somewhere
What?
with the whole he's such a bully.
No.
Like, why do you feel that way, Ash?
What did I say earlier?
About like
Well,
bullying
you
being your love language.
Yeah, oh my god, I said that, didn't I?
Yes, you
I said
did.
bullying is how I show affection. No, and then I was speaking to you and I said, I was saying something and you said, oh, you sound a bit too eager for that. And it was something about like,
Oh,
Me
it's
wanting
like
to be,
someone's
like,
gonna
hit.
hit
I
you.
said- I said, was going to hit me for saying something. And then I said, oh, is he going to hit me? Is he going to hit me? And you're like, why
you
are you
sounded really? You were like,
you're like, why are
let's
you so
bring it
eager
on.
about that?
You're like,
I-
bring it on.
It's funny because I just did the love language quiz and I already forgot what it was. What was it?
quality time.
Quality.
We have to tell you guys that we don't condone domestic violence. Obviously.
Absolutely
I
not.
do. No, I'm kidding. I don't.
Wow.
As someone who's
Okay.
experienced domestic violence, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, fuck you, abusers. We hate you.
For real, dog. On God.
Heavy on that.
Naming zero names.
Preach it, hon.
Preach it.
Preach it, sister.
Preach it, honey.
Yeah, so your song from 80s, it was very much San right at the start because of obvious reasons.
Who wouldn't like
Gonna
Sam?
get you like a
Thunder.
thunder. But I can ditto, woo.
Woo.
We should have a karaoke session. I'm
That'd
not
be
a
so
band.
great.
Oh my god. Right. How about this,
What other groups are we
guys?
into though? TXT. Let's do TXT really quick. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. Do TXT.
I actually, what's his name? Yeonjun. Easy clap.
You.
I was gonna say Yeonjun and Bongbu. Bongbu.
Bongbu.
Bongyu.
Who's bonking?
Bongyu.
Bongyu is a cutie.
He's very cute. I like
He's a
when,
frog.
when he had grey hair and when Yeonjun had green hair.
Oh no,
sorry, yellow
literally
hair.
that grey hair. Oh my god. It was
I
so
honestly
great.
only like them in the Can't You See Me era. Can't you see me?
Oh,
Quite your-
but yeah, Bongyu's
No negi yoko chibu ya toy and poison. I know I can take it no more.
You guys sang that on. I felt like you sang it on like the teaser, when we recorded the full
Oh my
episode.
God, we
of the
definitely
teaser.
did. We definitely did.
Forgot about that.
You did.
That's if you did not know me, Fear is my favorite 17 song
Cool.
I love it. I love it too. To be fair.
by Fire and Force. What are you gonna say, Mia?
What
I mean, sorry.
Right. My name is Mira Brantley now.
I mean,
What I was gonna say is for you guys, how would you feel about being allowed a little karaoke session? You can sing one song that you wanna sing along, and then after that, you guys can propose marriage to your K-pop idols of choosing to close the
heavy
app.
on that. I'd so do that.
I know it's gone so quickly. We may have to do a
Real.
part 2 at some
I
point.
can't believe we didn't want to do this.
I didn't want to do it.
You said you
didn't
were like,
want to
"Oh,
do
I don't
it
wanna do
today.
That's fair.
I
If
was
you
in
guys,
a very bad mood earlier. I'm
Yeah, but
alright
now you feel better, don't you?
Absolutely.
For real, for real.
This is my
For real.
preaching to all of you out there with mental
It's
health
been
issues.
real.
If you start a
Just do it
podcast, you won't have to
again.
think about them anymore.
It's a good like
Or you can talk about them on the internet.
Do what I want now.
So bad.
Honestly,
Oh! Let's talk about lingo real quick.
okay.
The Korean word ni-ga means you.
Yeah, but it sounds like.
But it sounds like the N-word.
Sounds like the N word.
And so I always feel weird when I try and sing like Korean lyrics because
Oh my
I feel like I'm
days.
saying the N-word, but I'm not. Like we were just singing "Best of Me" by BTS, and Jimin has this one line that goes like like something like that, and yeah,
it sounds very.
it just
like
very much
that.
sounds like that.
But it really isn't.
it
Okay.
it is controversial.
As long as
because,
it's so
like
great.
Save Me as well. It's
Yeah.
like, I get chat, so the chicken with that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh.
like you can't. They literally can't help it. It's the country. It's just.
Yeah, it's just-
all it is. Is just a really bad coincidence.
Language discrepancy. It's just a bad
Mm.
coincidence.
For real.
Well, yeah.
A K-pop playlist.
I now.
Oh! Can I have a little Ash segment for real quick? Can we have like a shout out where we get to shout out like an artist who like we think deserves more?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that.
So my shout out goes to Demian. Demian! This man has my heart, my soul, and my mind. His song Karma, Demia, Love Percent, and Yes. Genuinely cassette, I love that song so much. I think he's beautiful and I think he has the most beautiful music, and I want to gatekeep him, but I just think he needs to like release an EP on a cassette and I would buy the fuck out of it. You know, like I genuinely love listening to his music. It makes me feel so nostalgic. It reminds me of the film Call Me by Your Name for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, is
but
that the one with the scene?
yeah, the peach. But it's more than that. The end.
It's more than that.
It's more than that to me.
There's more to it than just a peach. Anyway, so yeah, my shout out goes to Demian. I want him. If I could propose to anyone, I would want Demian to hear how much I love his music.
Okay, well, you can propose to him at the end of this episode.
Sorry.
Do you have anyone you want to shout out?
I would say Rise, spelled RIIZE. They are like a new group. They came out like last year. They are very, very, very good. And they would have been more popular than they are had they not have had the whole controversy with one of the members getting kicked out of the group. For something very minor, can I just
What
say?
was it?
He was kicked out for having a social life. Photographs of
Seriously?
him out in public, out doing his own thing with this girl got leaked, and he got kicked out of the group. Yeah, but it
Fucking
really isn't that deep. Anyway, but Rise needs to get more popular. I absolutely love Anton. He's my absolute fave. But I would never say that in front of my sister because she thinks it's Sungchan, but it's not. It's Anton. She can have Sungchan, I don't care. But, yeah. Anyway, on with the proposal thingy. Mingy, I want to marry you. There you go. I know you'd say yes. He's only 24, so it's not that bad.
Okay, that's fine.
He's only 24.
I mean,
Oh!
I mean, I'm 18, so
That's
whatever.
fine.
I'm an adult.
Oh Hyuk from the band Hyuko is born only like a day or so like after me. I can't remember like how actually old he is. I think he might be like 10 years older, maybe something like that.
Oh,
12.
wow.
oh
10 years
right.
ain't that bad.
I thought you meant as in he was your age. I was
Okay, actually, if we really want to go there with the marriage thing, right? Anton from Rise, he's born in 2004. So there we go. And also Jake from Enhypen.
I knew you were gonna say Jake. I was gonna say Jake.
I bloody love Jake, the Australian favourite of mine, as well as Christopher. I love them. Jake is 21 years of age. He's Australian, so he can speak English.
We didn't even talk about Christopher Bang.
Oh my god, Bang Chan, I love you too. Marry me as well, even though you probably already are married and have children. I don't care.
Okay, my bias from Stray Kids is Lino. There's that.
Bang Chan's mine, Christopher. I love you.
Lino and Ian, and just all of them.
You're so my sister, Cody. She loves them too.
I'm not your sister.
You're my sister.
I am not your
Cody.
sister.
I am not your sister.
I'm not your sister.
There was something else we were gonna say.
You have. Were you gonna propose to your guy?
I proposed to like 20 people.
Okay, that's fine.
propose to
What
whole
what
of
what I
Asia.
have to say is K-pop idols, if you're listening, you have
Please don't.
We
do this.
know you
Don't
listen to
listen.
this podcast. We know you listen to this podcast. There's 2 people here who want to marry you very desperately. So you're gonna have to choose.
No, I got my eyes on someone. It's not you.
I'll get myself someone in real life. Huh? There you go, Mingy. Go away. I don't want you anymore.
You heard it here first, folks. Except you didn't, because this isn't gonna be coming out for like weeks.
Shall we play a song as an outro then?
You
That's it. We were gonna do the.
Yeah, you guys can do karaoke as an outro if you want, because I'm not sure if
Yeah.
we can play songs because copyright.
Oh, go ship Gianna. Da-da. Da-da. Oh, go ship Gianna. Da-da. Da-da. No more manjiman. Da-da. Da-da. Oh, go ship Gianna. Ay, ay. Ey, 나 괜찮아, 나 괜찮아, 너 보고 싶지 않아, 너 보고 싶지 않아, 만나가는 말로, 계속해서는 해야 돼, 해야 돼. 돌아와, 나는 너 사랑, 오고 싶지 않아. Love.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
in your heart. Hey, woo! Na 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 na. Oh, na 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 na. Na 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 거야. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. You can come my star. Na 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 na. Hey. Yeah.
We have been the Keep Calm and Shut the Fuck Up podcast. Your life would be a lot easier if you kept calm and shut the fuck up.
어디가 많아.
지역이 됐다. something 나는 했다. Whatever.
너만한 melodrama. 괜찮아 너만. 주어지 못한 이야기겠다. 우리가 만든 love scenario. 이점 내 거지고.
마지막 페이지를 가지면 주영이
내가 지고. 에이 괜찮아 이거는 말해. 나중에 말해.
Okay, we have been the Keep Calm and Shut the Fuck Up podcast. Your life would be easier if you kept calm and shut the fuck up. Go and rate and review and leave us a like or whatever the fuck you have to do. We don't care about you. Anyway, yeah. See you next time. It's been an app.